The Black Flash is a mysterious and terrifying entity within the DC Comics universe, representing death itself for speedsters connected to the Speed Force. Unlike traditional villains who pursue personal agendas or seek to dominate, the Black Flash serves a more cosmic and inevitable function: to act as the Grim Reaper for those who draw their power from the Speed Force. It is an embodiment of death specifically tailored to the unique circumstances of speedsters, ensuring that they cannot outrun their ultimate fate. Key origins of the Black Flash are intrinsically tied to the Speed Force, a mystical energy field that grants speedsters their incredible abilities. While the Speed Force serves as a source of power and an afterlife for speedsters, it also enforces certain cosmic laws. The Black Flash is believed to manifest when these laws are breached, or when a speedster's time has come to an end. Essentially, the Black Flash exists to maintain the balance of the Speed Force by claiming those who have overstayed their welcome. First introduced in The Flash Volume 2, number 138, 1998, by Mark Millar, Grant Morrison, and artist Ron Wagner, the Black Flash appears as an omen of death, coming for speedsters when their lives are nearing their conclusion. While not a sentient being in the traditional sense, it acts with purpose and determination, an unrelenting force of nature that cannot be bargained with or evaded. The Black Flash is not a villain in the traditional sense. It does not act out of malice or personal ambition, but rather as an enforcer of the natural order. The Speed Force, while a source of immense power, is not without limits. Speedsters, by their very nature, challenge the boundaries of time and space, often pushing themselves to levels that defy the normal rules of existence. The Black Flash ensures that these boundaries are respected, and that speedsters cannot cheat death indefinitely. When a speedster reaches the end of their life or becomes too intertwined with the Speed Force, the Black Flash emerges to guide them to their final destination. This role aligns it with the broader concept of death across various mythologies, where death is not an antagonist but a necessary part of the cosmic balance. The Red Death is one of the most chilling and dangerous villains to emerge from the dark multiverse within the DC Comics universe. Introduced in the crossover event Dark Knights, Metal by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, the Red Death is a twisted amalgamation of Batman and the Flash, embodying the darkest aspects of both characters. As a member of the Dark Knights, a group of evil Batmen from alternate realities, the Red Death is a terrifying reflection of what happens when Bruce Wayne's relentless drive to protect Gotham becomes corrupted by desperation and rage. The Red Death hails from Earth-52, one of the countless worlds in the dark multiverse. In this timeline, Bruce Wayne has experienced profound loss and frustration over his inability to protect Gotham City. After enduring the deaths of countless allies, including members of the Bat family, Bruce grows increasingly desperate to gain the power to prevent further tragedies. Believing that the Speed Force is the key to his success, Bruce confronts Barry Allen, the Flash of his world. Viewing Barry's speed as the ultimate tool to save lives, Bruce forcibly subdues him. In a horrifying act of desperation, Bruce straps Barry to the front of the Batmobile, which has been modified to tap into the Speed Force. Using this twisted contraption, Bruce merges himself with Barry, absorbing the Flash's powers and creating a new hybrid entity, the Red Death. This fusion is not a simple combination of powers. While Bruce's mind dominates, Barry's consciousness remains trapped within, acting as a silent witness to the horrors committed by the Red Death. Barry's voice occasionally emerges, pleading with Bruce to stop, but his efforts are futile against Bruce's overwhelming will. The Red Death plays a significant role in Dark Knights. Metal, a storyline that explores the invasion of the DC universe by the dark multiverse. Recruited by the Batman Who Laughs, a demented version of Batman fused with the Joker, the Red Death joins the Dark Knights, a team of corrupted Batmen from various dark realities. As part of the invasion, the Red Death targets Central City, spreading chaos and destruction. His arrival is marked by devastating speed and ferocity, overwhelming the heroes who stand against him. Despite his incredible power, he ultimately meets his end when the Speed Force's corruption consumes him, reducing him to nothingness. This demise underscores the self-destructive nature of his powers and his inability to escape the consequences of his actions. The Red Death's visual design is both striking and menacing. His suit is a dark, blood-red version of the Flash's costume, adorned with bat-like motifs that signify his dual nature. The emblem on his chest combines the Flash's lightning bolt with the bat symbol, reflecting the twisted union of the two heroes. Jagged, lightning-like streaks of energy emanate from his body, giving him an aura of chaos and instability. His eyes glow with a malevolent light, emphasizing his corrupted nature. Savitar, often referred to as the God of Speed, is one of the most formidable and enigmatic speedsters in the DC Comics universe. Known for his near-mythical status among speedsters and his obsession with the Speed Force, Savitar represents a unique and dangerous threat to heroes like the Flash. Over the years, his character has appeared in various forms, each iteration adding layers to his mystique and power. Savitar's origins differ slightly depending on the medium, but his core story remains consistent. In the comics, Savitar was originally a Cold War-era fighter pilot. During a mission, his jet was struck by lightning while he was traveling at high speeds, granting him a connection to the Speed Force. Unlike other speedsters, Savitar immediately recognized the Speed Force as a divine source of power and dedicated his life to mastering it. He named himself after Savitar, the Hindu god of motion, reflecting his belief in the sacredness of speed. Savitar's mastery of the Speed Force set him apart from other speedsters. He developed unique abilities, including the power to share and steal speed, creating a cult-like following of disciples who worshipped him as a god. His ultimate goal was to become the sole wielder of the Speed Force, eliminating any rivals who shared his connection to it. Savitar's appearance is as imposing as his reputation. In the comics, he is often depicted wearing a sleek armored suit that exudes an aura of power and menace. His costume is typically adorned with lightning motifs, emphasizing his connection to the Speed Force. In other adaptations, such as the CW's The Flash TV series, Savitar is portrayed as a monstrous, metallic being with glowing blue energy coursing through his body, giving him a terrifying, otherworldly presence. Savitar's personality is defined by his arrogance, ambition, and belief in his divine right to wield the Speed Force. He views himself as a god among mortals and considers other speedsters unworthy of their powers. His obsession with becoming the ultimate speedster drives him to eliminate any competition, often through brutal and ruthless means. Despite his godlike aspirations, Savitar is not without his vulnerabilities. His obsession with the Speed Force and his disdain for others often blind him to alternative perspectives, making him predictable in certain situations. However, his raw power and strategic mind make him a formidable adversary. Savitar first appeared in The Flash, Volume 2, Number 108, created by writer Mark Waid and artist Oscar Jimenez. In his debut storyline, Savitar emerges as a major threat to Wally West, the Flash at the time. Wally's battle with Savitar tests his limits as he faces an opponent with a deeper understanding of the Speed Force. Savitar's presence forces Wally to explore his own connection to the Speed Force, ultimately allowing him to defeat Savitar by overloading him with energy. This confrontation cements Savitar's status as one of the Flash's most dangerous foes. Future Flash is a compelling and darker version of Barry Allen, one of the most iconic characters in the DC Comics universe. As an alternate timeline version of the Flash, Future Flash embodies the consequences of grief, failure, and a relentless quest for redemption. Unlike the hopeful and optimistic Barry Allen we know, Future Flash takes a far more ruthless approach to solving problems, making him a morally complex character. The Future Flash originates from a timeline where tragedy has drastically altered Barry Allen's perspective. In this alternate future, Barry is overwhelmed by guilt after failing to save Wally West, one of his closest allies. This failure sets off a chain of events that lead to the deaths of many of his loved ones and the decline of Central City. Blaming himself for these tragedies, Barry becomes consumed by the belief that the only way to prevent further suffering is to correct his past mistakes. To achieve this, Barry resolves to travel back in time and fix key moments in his life. However, his grief and desperation warp his sense of morality. Unlike the heroic Barry Allen who values life above all else, Future Flash is willing to kill and make extreme sacrifices to achieve his goals, believing the ends justify the means. Future Flash plays a central role in the storyline The Flash Out of Time, which explores his journey and the consequences of his actions. In this narrative, Future Flash begins systematically eliminating threats and altering events in the past to create a better future. However, his actions cause unforeseen disruptions to the timeline, leading to conflicts with his younger self and other speedsters. One of the most pivotal moments occurs when Future Flash confronts his past self, forcing Barry to grapple with the potential consequences of his choices. This confrontation highlights the philosophical and emotional divide between the two versions of Barry, culminating in a dramatic showdown that explores themes of responsibility, sacrifice, and redemption. Future Flash's character has left a lasting impression on fans and the broader DC universe. As a darker and more morally ambiguous version of Barry Allen, he offers a compelling contrast to the traditional depiction of the Flash. His storyline serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of losing sight of one's principles, even in the pursuit of noble goals. In addition to his role in the comics, Future Flash has influenced other media adaptations of the Flash, inspiring similar storylines and character arcs. His complex motivations and tragic backstory make him a memorable and thought-provoking addition to the Flash's rogues gallery. Future Flash is a fascinating and multifaceted character who challenges traditional notions of heroism. By presenting a darker version of Barry Allen, he forces readers and viewers to consider the complexities of morality, the weight of responsibility, and the enduring struggle to balance hope with despair. Through his actions and legacy, Future Flash stands as both a cautionary figure and a testament to the enduring appeal of the Flash's mythology. Eobard Thawne, also known as the Reverse Flash, is one of the most iconic and sinister villains in the DC Comics universe. A nemesis to Barry Allen, the Flash, Thawne's hatred and obsession with the Scarlet Speedster have made him one of the most formidable and enduring adversaries in comic book history. His complex character combines genius intellect, immense power, and a twisted sense of purpose, resulting in a deeply compelling and dangerous antagonist. Eobard Thawne hails from the 25th century, where he was born into a technologically advanced society that revered the heroes of the past. Fascinated by the Flash, Thawne became obsessed with the Speed Force and its possibilities. He was a brilliant scientist, specializing in time travel and the Speed Force, eventually discovering a way to tap into it himself. Thawne's initial admiration for the Flash turned into jealousy and hatred when he learned he was destined to become Barry Allen's greatest enemy. This revelation drove him to embrace his darker impulses, setting him on a path of vengeance. Adopting the moniker of Reverse Flash, Thawne vowed to ruin Barry's life and legacy by any means necessary. Thawne's costume is a dark mirror of Barry Allen's iconic red and yellow suit. His Reverse Flash outfit is primarily yellow with red accents, including a lightning bolt emblem on his chest. The inverted color scheme symbolizes his role as Barry's antithesis. His piercing red eyes and sinister grin further emphasize his malevolent nature. Eobard Thawne's legacy as the Reverse Flash has cemented him as one of DC Comics' most iconic villains. His rivalry with Barry Allen is one of the most enduring and complex in comic book history, blending personal vendettas with larger-than-life stakes. Thawne's influence extends beyond the comics, with prominent appearances in television adaptations such as The Flash, CW, where his character is portrayed with depth and nuance. His ability to challenge Barry on both a physical and emotional level makes him a compelling antagonist whose presence elevates any story. Thawne is driven by an obsessive hatred for Barry Allen, rooted in a mix of jealousy, resentment, and a twisted sense of destiny. His actions are calculated and often fueled by a desire to make Barry suffer, either by attacking his loved ones, tarnishing his reputation, or destroying his achievements. Despite his malevolence, Thawne is a deeply intelligent and charismatic individual. He can be manipulative and persuasive, using his wit and charm to achieve his goals. However, his obsession with Barry often blinds him to the larger consequences of his actions, leading to self-destructive behavior. Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, is a masterfully crafted villain whose blend of genius, power, and obsession makes him a formidable force in the DC universe. His intricate relationship with Barry Allen adds layers of complexity to their rivalry, making him a character who embodies both the dangers of unchecked ambition and the resilience of the human spirit. As a symbol of the Flash's greatest challenges, Thawne continues to captivate audiences with his intellect, malevolence, and relentless pursuit of vengeance. Hunter Zolomon, known as Zoom, is one of the most terrifying and psychologically complex villains in the DC Comics universe. As a nemesis of Wally West, the third Flash, Zoom's motivations and methods distinguish him from other speedster villains like Eobard Thawne. Driven by a tragic backstory and a warped philosophy, Zoom seeks to make heroes stronger by forcing them to endure unimaginable pain, making him a villain who operates on both physical and emotional levels. Hunter Zolomon was a brilliant profiler for the FBI, specializing in understanding criminal minds. His career was marked by tragedy when his father-in-law was killed during a case Hunter was working on, leading to his wife leaving him. Later, Hunter suffered a life-altering injury at the hands of Gorilla Grodd during his tenure at the Keystone City Police Department. Paralyzed from the waist down, he sought help from Wally West, the Flash, to use the cosmic treadmill to alter his past. Wally refused, believing it was too dangerous. In a desperate attempt to use the treadmill himself, Hunter caused a catastrophic explosion that altered his connection to time. Instead of gaining super speed like other speedsters, Hunter developed the ability to manipulate time relative to himself. This power made him appear to move at incredible speeds, even though he was technically altering the flow of time around him. Zoom's costume is a chilling, darker version of the Flash's suit. Primarily black with yellow lightning accents, his menacing red eyes and distorted, vibrating appearance make him a horrifying figure. The costume reflects his philosophy of being a darker mirror to the Flash's heroism. Zoom's legacy as a villain is defined by his psychological depth and unique abilities. His rivalry with Wally West is one of the most compelling in the Flash's rogues gallery, marked by personal tragedy and philosophical conflict. Zoom's actions have lasting consequences, shaping the lives of heroes and the trajectory of the DC universe. In adaptations, Zoom has appeared in various media, including the CW's The Flash, where he was reimagined as a terrifying antagonist with a slightly altered backstory. His presence in these adaptations highlights his enduring appeal as a villain who challenges heroes on every level. Hunter Zolomon, the man who became Zoom, is a masterfully crafted antagonist whose blend of power, intellect, and ideology makes him one of the most unique and terrifying villains in the DC universe. His ability to challenge heroes not just physically but emotionally and morally ensures his place as a standout figure in the Flash's rogues gallery. Zoom's legacy as a dark reflection of heroism continues to resonate, making him a character who embodies the complexities of pain, growth, and the human spirit.